Hello everyone, and welcome back to the Astral Tourist. So first, a few channel updates here. The power grounding that I have begun has been going wonderfully so far. This episode isn't about that, but I will leave a link in the description for those who are more curious about that. Just so everybody knows, May will be much slower as far as my posting because I will be having more responsibilities with work and travel stuff coming up. So the last few months have been wonderful, but it will be slowing down some in May. This episode will catch everyone up unless I do some more blasts from the past, which I might, depending on how many more astral projections I have between now and May and how much time I have to get everything recorded and posted, etc. But for right now, grab your aquatic passports because today we are heading into an enormous spaceship on the astral plane where I met some very eager extraterrestrial tour guides. Yes. So this particular astral projection is from March 24th, 2025. It began with a simple, spontaneous astral projection, and as usual, I went through the blackout phase. No problems at all. I didn't get stuck like I do every once in a while. I distinctly remember the sensation of motion through darkness, just like the dark void. All this motion, I was moving through it. And then I phased into my destination. I initially thought I was in a large building just at the very beginning, but then I noticed there was a curved floor-to-ceiling window, so I decided to take a peek outside. What I saw was a massive jumbo jet parked on, well, based on the title, you can probably guess, the ocean floor. I wasn't sure which ocean it was, but I hadn't been phased or blacked out for very long, so I knew I hadn't been in space, and I was fairly certain I was still on Earth. I took a panoramic 360-degree look around from the outside in and the inside out and every which way I could, and realized I had arrived inside an enormous circular spaceship with those windows that go around in the middle. Yeah, that's the one I was looking out. The curved hallway I had arrived in hummed with electrical energy. It was devoid of decor and appeared entirely metallic. I floated along, feeling the vibrations, just acclimating to the place, until I found a room bathed in white light. Inside, I discovered what seemed to be an employee recreation room. Now, astral spaces can often feel strange, and this one was no exception. The room buzzed with that metallic energy, even more so than the hallway. It wasn't unpleasant, just different. The space felt charged with an otherworldly technology, as if the very air around me was alive with energy. So this is more of that kind of buzzy electricity kind of feeling, but not purely electrical. I'm not even sure I have words to describe it. With the astral, your senses kick in and all of that. So I was just feeling all that. And once I was inside the room, I saw various beings seated at round metallic tables, but they hadn't noticed me yet. And I don't think I was trying to be invisible on purpose, but I often am kind of in a misty form, so I don't know. I didn't think to check myself out that time. As I observed them, two beings entered through the doorway from the hallway I had just come through and paused. They immediately noticed me, so I was checking them back out too. Both wore round, clear glasses, but that wasn't the most unusual part. I could see right through the glasses, and what I saw were large vertical eyes with additional eyelids. The beings themselves had a humanoid fish-like appearance, pale, light bluish-green skin, with what appeared to be scales. They weren't reptilian in nature, though. The vibe was different, way more aquatic. At first I wasn't sure what to make of it. It's always a bit strange when you find yourself in a new astral space, right? You never quite know what to expect or what the rules are. Different areas can have different rules. But these beings were nothing but welcoming, I have to say. It kind of took me off guard a little bit with how welcoming they were. They telepathically invited me to join them on a tour of their ship. And here's where it gets interesting. Both of them extended this invitation simultaneously, telepathically, directly into my mind, and it felt as though they were communicating in perfect tandem. I can't even say that enough, how that felt in my head. At first it was exciting. I mean, imagine two beings working in flawless synchronicity, offering to show you around their spaceship. But at the same time, I was a little confused and uncertain about the form of telepathy they were using. I had just entered the room. I wasn't 100% sure if it was an off-limits space, since it seemed like an employee break room to me. But at the same time, I was immediately welcomed and invited to go on this tour. The speed of the telepathic communication really threw me off too. It was really fast and direct, even though it was also really warm and welcoming. And one of the beings in particular gave off a more eager vibe, despite the tandem telepathy. And I was trying to sort that out, like which one was that one? And that one seems like a little more emotional and excited. I thought it might be the one to the left as I'm looking at them both, but I wasn't really sure. I also was trying to figure out if I was supposed to choose only one of them to take me on the tour, or if they were going to both show me around together at the same time. And I didn't want to accidentally offend one of them or unintentionally telepath the wrong thing. Again, this kind of telepathy was throwing me for a loop a little bit there. And I had also been wondering about the glasses. Like, why did they wear them? I could clearly see what was behind them, so it wasn't like a mask, but it still felt significant, like maybe there's something to these glasses I couldn't understand. Maybe they were a way for them to shield their eyes. Perhaps their vision operates differently from ours, and they're adapting to the space, adapting to Earth space underwater. I don't know. And it's funny how, like in these astral encounters, the smallest details like that can end up being the most intriguing. And my mind was kind of stuck on those glasses. And they were really cute glasses, too. I mean, they weren't, I didn't get bad vibes or anything at all from these beings. Nothing like that. I was just fascinated, I guess you could say. And despite the urge to follow their invitation, I decided to wander around on my own for just a little bit longer while I thought about it. I was like buying time to think about it and just, acclimate a little bit more and think about the telepathy and how I would communicate, and all these thoughts were, spinning through my mind. And they simply nodded at me both at the same time and sent peaceful vibes like, let her take a moment. It was one of those times where I trusted my instincts and I did not feel any kind of a rush. So it felt like the right choice to just take a moment there. Still, the tour lingered in the back of my mind. I couldn't help but wonder what the rest of the ship was like. Just as I was about to say, yeah, I'm ready for the tour now, I woke up. So at least we wouldn't have gotten far on the tour anyway, since I was about to wake up. So I don't feel, too badly about taking that moment, because even if I had said yes, we'd have been just out the hallway and going around, and I would have woken up and felt like, oh, I missed the tour. So that's the way that one went. And, I've been in a few underwater ships before in the astral that felt kind of, had that empty vibe with the buzziness. But I'm not used to that tandem telepathy at all. I've been trying to research it more along with aquatic humanoid ETs, but so far I haven't found much information on either one. There's so much out there about reptilians, but aquatic ones, there isn't like a ton of information. I've already set the intention to return. This one's a big one on my to-do list, on my astral to-do list. I'm going back. I am. And I will get that tour. Hopefully I'll be able to adapt better to the telepathy and report back with more insights. I'll be including links to a few of my other more aquatic experiences. Thanks so much for tuning in. If you enjoyed this, please like, subscribe, and share. I'm still also planning to go back to the Bennington Triangle. I have not forgotten that for those waiting on that one. I just haven't been back yet, but it's on my big hit list too. I will go back. Until next time, happy astral travels.